Okay, so in this video, I want to be showing you the exact agency model that I've used to do $100 million in sales. That is clients paying me to do services for them. Top line, we've done $100 million now in sales, not profit. And it's all because I created a model that has essentially never been done before. It's a complete unique model and there's 3 steps to it. The first step is all about skills. The second is all about outreach. And the third one is all about becoming a full stack agency. And I'm going to walk you through that in this video over the next 20 minutes. But just before we do, my name is Shan. I'm the founder and CEO of Gemflow, the agency that I'm talking about. An agency that I started 8 years ago. And in that time, we have done some amazing things. Fundamentally, we work with the biggest creators, brands, and entrepreneurs in the world. And we do almost every type of service and business model you can ever imagine. And look, if you're somebody that is looking for that one-to-one help from a team like mine, you can book a call down with us below. But with that being said, let's jump straight in. So before we jump in, it's very important to understand that when I've done $100 million in actual sales, we've grown Gemflow to be that big and we've never literally used paid ads and we've never had a marketing budget, and it's all been done because of the 3 steps that I'm going to walk you through. It's very important to understand that there's a certain way to scale an agency, and essentially a lot of people don't know about it. And that's what you're going to learn in this video. So, because all of the growth I've done has been driven by organic strategy, execution, and the systems, and ultimately the model, which is the full stack agency. But look, it wasn't easy. As everybody else, I started from zero. The truth is, I went to university, I did accounting, and I studied to become a qualified accountant, and that's what I was doing. And it's a job that I left to start from zero. No network, no money, no nothing, no job, no income, and started from absolute zero. So if you're sitting on the other side today and you probably see someone like me, 100 million, sounds so big, not realistic, or I work with massive brands and clients, not realistic. How can I be someone, I don't know what you're going through. I know everything. I've been at the bottom, the very bottom. I was in like negative bank balance because I was trying to build the agency. I was like, it's going to work, right? I'm going to figure this out. And I did figure it out. That's why I'm sitting here today. And how did I do that? I literally moved into a shared flat and went all in. Like, I gave up my salary. I was living with, I think, 6 people. And it was like, I have to make this work because I knew I had skills, and I'm going to come on to that. Okay, so let's jump straight in. And ultimately, what I did differently and why it worked is the 3 things. And the first one is all about mastering your skills. So if you're an agency owner today, or you're a freelancer today, i.e. you're somebody who is selling services, this is very, very applicable to you. Mastering skills is what gave me leverage because, as I said, started with no money, no network, no team. And with just burning ambition and desire and knowing that I am essentially better than what I'm doing today, right? And we all have that feeling. And some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have this feeling of like, I'm destined to do more. I know I can do more. People in my family haven't. People around me haven't. My friends haven't. But I know I can do more. So for me, what that meant was like, okay, I need to sit and learn actual skills. And it's something that's stuck in me ever to this point. And I think is the biggest step, first point, first strategic thing, first thing of what's going to make you successful is your ability to actually do stuff yourself with your own hands. And I say that in that way because today, people think completely opposite. People think you can hire it. People think you'll just get some freelancers abroad and they will do it. People think you can just put the systems and things in place. And the amount of people that are on YouTube making content about, oh, you just have to work 4 hours a week and, put the right systems in place and you'll just make money is like, no, they're selling you a dream because it's not real. Nobody has ever built a successful business doing that. So being able to master skills, ultimately learn skills yourself, is the fundamental thing for you to be able to have a successful agency. There's no hack. There is no hack. And that is the truth. And I think what mastering skills does, right? And I'll give you my personal example. So, that's me in the early days learning how to make a website. Me learning WordPress. And then every other platform that existed at that time, different blogs. Me learning how to edit content and posting it. Me learning how to code. Me learning how to design. Those fundamental skills. Me learning how to run ads. Like the amount of agency owners I've spoken with, I'm like, have you ever run ads? No. It's like, what do you mean? How can you be an agency in 2025 and don't run paid ads, but more importantly, you don't even know how to. How do you have a pixel installed on your website and you're trying to scale? Like it's, you know, your skills are so less versus your ambition or versus your financial goals in life. And that is the reason you're not scaling. It's not because of some system or you need something or some funnel or some framework or cold outreach script is, some offer. No. Or some mastermind is going to be the unlock. No, it's because you don't have the skill. Fundamentally, if you are below $100,000 a month today, it's because you're just not good enough, because you don't have any skills, and you got to start building those skills. And that's the best advice I can give anybody. That would look at someone like myself who, we're on a few $1,000,000 per month, is because we're very skillful. Fundamentally, there's nothing else. Everything else is the same, right? Everyone tries the same tactics, same things or whatever. For people with more skills, they win in those tactics, in those funnels, in those this, because they're just better. So you've got to start figuring out how to get better. One thing I will say on that is, if you force yourself and push yourself in the way I'm saying, you end up teaching yourself how to learn stuff. And I had this myself, because when I would force myself to I gotta try to figure this out. But it's hard. Then you're like, oh, it's pointless. I'm wasting my time. I should probably do this instead. Why am I learning how to, edit this thing on WordPress when I could just be, sending more emails out to sign clients, right? ROI, best worth my time. It's not important. Whatever. Or trying to fix something for a client which they haven't paid us for, but I'm still doing it. The problem is when you do that, or I guess the benefit of doing that is you end up teaching yourself how to learn new shit. And you get better and better at it, better and better. Like today, if I'm meant to learn something new, I'm so good at it because I've done it so many times. It's ingrained into me. Like, I know nothing. How do I figure out what this thing is? And then you put it together, then you're like, wow, I've learned something new. I can do something new now, right? Like that process is a skill that's going to make you unstoppable in business, full stop. And I realized that early on, and I became a student of wanting to learn skills by doing. I don't read books, not whatever. I'll do it myself. I will learn myself. Of course, I watch tutorials and you listen, you see what other people are doing. But that's like a fundamental thing. And that allowed me to start learning skills. What I'm saying to you is the step one or the first thing of trying to in my model, you've got to become skillful. So you got to figure out how you're going to do that, right? And you're going to focus on that consistently. What that allowed me to do was that if I'm mastering skills, it's going to give me the ability to be able to do more than my competitors because I have more skills. And that is the fundamental in the agency world. Because if you're only good at one thing, if you're a one-trick pony, if you're only good at doing one thing, it's funny because everyone will tell you, solve one problem for one niche with one offer, success. And that is wrong. It works if you're selling a course. So there's a massive problem today in the online education space. People confuse selling a digital product with selling a service. If you're selling a digital product, 100%. You need to have one skill, one problem, one product, and you're going to make money from it. But if you're selling a service, it's not the case. Because in a service, it's completely different. You're going to do it for people, right? And it is impossible for you to do the exact same work in the exact same way for the exact same people. It's not going to happen. But it happens in selling a course. So a lot of people that tell you that online today, they disguise, a course as an agency or as a service. But in reality, someone's paying $15K up front and they're getting X. And that's why they're saying that's the best way to sell that. But a service is not sold like that. And that's why it's very important, because a service, it's more about what are all the different things you can do for people and how can you make money doing all the different things, doing it for those people. Honestly. Anyway, let's jump straight in. So what most people do today is pick a niche and sell services they haven't done. Fundamentally, because people are like, oh, find the most profitable niche and that's what I'm going to sell, right? They pick something random. But we told you, right? Start with what you've mastered. That's it. It doesn't really matter. There's no such thing as what's the market opportunity today. Like people will say, oh, launch an AI agency. Today it's all about that. It's like, yeah, but are you any good at AI? If not, no. What are you actually good at? If you're good at design, do design. I guarantee you'll scale faster doing the thing you actually know. And if you're like, well, I don't know anything. But then it's about what skills can you learn? And every one of us has some natural skills. As in, when you were growing up, Were you the kid who's, reading all the books and you can memorize that and you can write very good essays, is copywriting maybe a natural skill then, right? So we all have these skills, these things we have done in our childhood life that you can then blend into a hard skill that becomes something that you can sell. A lot of people are creative. They love taking photos, they're very aesthetic. The house will look clean, folded, whatever, right? Like those people generally can lead to more creative stuff because they naturally have that eye. You hear people saying, I have an eye for X, right? Or you probably know that yourself. Or if you're a gamer, you're really into like the detail and you may be a techie person. You may be into analytics, numbers, data. And you don't know that yet, but instead you're trying to pick something because someone has told you or whatever, right? So it's not that. I promise you, to get to $100,000 plus a month, all you got to do is sell your actual thing that you actually know enough about. The other thing that people do wrong is people pick an industry, like someone will be selling insurance and it's like so boring. I get on calls with agency owners, I'm like, why are you doing this? I had a guy once who's doing a roofing. He's getting leads for a roofing business. I'm like, why are you doing that? It's supposed to be so boring. And he goes, it is boring. I'm like, good luck scaling a business that's boring and you don't like, because you have to like it. So like for me, I do what I do because I loved watching people online and consuming content. It's what I do. It's what I do to this day. So how fun if I get to work with the same people that I've been following and like to watch and consume and all that stuff. Amazing. I'm never going to do something that I'm just not into. Because why? How can you scale something they don't have a genuine interest in? That's when people pick a random service from a list of services almost, or some untapped niche or whatever bullshit. It doesn't work. And, you're not building a cash flow business and, you're going to be rich from it. No, because if you're not in the thing mentally, it's not going to work. Anyway, people think they have to hire specialists early and delegate everything. I would say you have to do it yourself. And yeah, you have to get clients, yes, but you have to keep building capability to deliver the results, because some people focus so much on the sales and marketing. And to be honest, like 90% of business content today, right, is all about sales and marketing. And it's all about how to basically like almost trick someone into becoming your client, right? But then they've struggled. I literally signed up to 2 different agencies in the past month because they both made these bold ass claims. And for fun, I was like, let's try it. Let's see if these new kids now, right, that they're like, wow, they're killing it. They have this, they've learned sales, right? So I had one guy telling me that he can, edit content for me and it's going to get more views and all this amazing stuff or whatever. When the work came through, it was terrible. Had another guy saying to me, oh, I can get you, they're a sales agency and we'll give you closers and stuff. Basically, we have a lot of like creators that are selling high ticket stuff. Terrible. They couldn't even find any closers. So the sales and marketing is not matching your ability and you're being able to deliver. So focus on building capability. So important. You outsource basically everything. You should be doing everything yourself. What I love about GemFlow, everything we do ourselves. I mean everything. Those cans behind me, Newtonic, we would design that. We would build the can, using factories, of course, do all the fulfillment, do all the e-com, do everything from scratch. And that is the way to scale, because the more you do in-house, the more you're in it for the long term, the more you're doing it the right way, the more you're building from the ground up. I had a call with John Shahidi, who's the Nelk Boys manager. They have Happy Dad. I was saying to him, how did you scale Happy Dad? And he's like, build everything in the house from the ground up. It's the only way. And he has 60 people doing calls, selling stock, and they sell hundreds of millions of stuff. And it's only because of this one thing, which is built from the ground up. There is no thing as getting lots of agencies involved, third parties involved and all that stuff to make that happen, especially in the early days when you're really trying to build something. Of course, at a certain time, you can find partners that will help you scale and, bring expertise to you. But, when you're looking to make a thing for yourself, that what are you capable of and why people will trust you, you got to do it all the way. And look, ultimately, you got to master skills. That's step 1. Step 2, we're going to jump straight into it. It's all about hot outreach. So I call it hot outreach. What that really means is we're not going to do cold outreach the way everybody else does. And in my model, I guess there's this model that's helped me scale this much. I have never done the thing that everybody does, which is buying inboxes, sending spam, hoping to book calls. And they think because they're going to use 37 different AI tools to customize and personalize, it's going to be amazing. It will never be. It will never be versus you in the early days. And ultimately, what ends up happening when you use cold outreach, everyone sounds the same. Inboxes are flooded. Basically, Who here has ever received an automated email, that people buy leads from, right? And personalize it, and it'll be, and think, wow, what an amazing email. I can't wait to work with this company. It's the classic, we have done X for Y business. We can guarantee you this in this many days. And people sell these frameworks, which are like, meant to be, this is how you do emails. But someone literally just made it up one day because it doesn't drive results. And anyone that tells you that, they've only driven results selling that to people. They've never sold actual service to real brands, real clients, services I'm talking about. Anyway, fake personalization. There's no real insight. The personalization is not how many LinkedIn employees I have or what my website says. It's not personalization. Ultimately, you're just spamming people. And most cold emails are saying right here, like, Shan, it would be great to connect and let me know if everyone's never bland is this studio, blah, blah. Like, you're hiring a remote SDR through your job or LinkedIn. They'll know this because you have a job live on LinkedIn. They've scraped it. So no, people say, oh, not jump a 30-minute call. Can I send you a short form? This obviously they want you to opt in so you can respond. You get the idea. And I guess, what should you be doing? Let's jump straight in. So all you have to do to get to 100,000 plus month and I guess build an agency where it's actually going to work. Step 1, build skills. Step 2, sit there and now you're going to email people using your skill, telling them exactly what you could do for them. Simple as that. How are you going to do that? You're going to spend 20 minutes doing research. You're going to find a problem/opportunity. Say the problem you have found. Website is slow. Your podcast clips are edited poorly. Your current funnel is this. Mention something about them that is not obvious. Anything related to that, you can make a connection with them. Then the most important thing that nobody does, show your actual skill. No gatekeeping, no getting a call with me, no blah, blah, blah. Say it. If you're such an expert, say it. The amount of people that, probably may even watch this and send me, it's all, I can do this for you, that for you, but there's zero evidence of it. I checked out their website, zero evidence. They have no personal brand. They have no social content, zero evidence. They didn't even bother putting in the email anything, zero evidence. It's so easy to win today in the agency world because people just suck. And all you got to do is actually show your skill. Give them the answer. Whatever you want them to pay you for, give them something right now in the email. If you change your email to long form, you would easily get 20% open rate difference. Right? You're actually saying the thing that you would want to tell them when you get on the phone. To book more calls, say more in the email. Simple. It's simple as that. And I have so many people that message me to say, Shan, I used your approach and it worked. I literally this morning read an email and the guy was like, I've been using your approach and ever since I've signed like this many clients, they've done this, done that. And it's like, because it's common sense. It's illogical. Stop believing people that have never done it and use a simple logical approach. It will work. I re-edited a video of yours. The amount of editors in my messages saying, oh, I can get you more views, double your views. Like, how do you know that? You're just making it up because some guy told you, promise some results and then people will come back to you. It's like, no, just edit one. If you are good, I'll hire you tomorrow. Simple as that. Then obviously, then you finally say, who are you and why you think you can help them? And then essentially you always want to end up in an open loop. So never finish with, let me know what you think. When are you free for a call? Blah, 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 blah. Ultimately, so yeah, what are you doing? You're going to sit and you're going to send emails to people. How do you find the emails to people? Literally so many different ways, right? So firstly, if you're in any industry, you should know the people in the industry because you consume the content, you're watching it, you're learning, you're figuring out who's there, right? You can go on LinkedIn, almost you can find any business person on LinkedIn, you can scrape the email address and then you can email them, right? Simple as that. You can DM them, tweet them, etc. Find important people in businesses that you're targeting and just email them like this. So if you have this skill that you claim you have, show me. That's it. If you send 10 emails a day, not shitty cold outreach, not just some email because you're putting the work in, doing the reps, bro. No, actually just a real email. That's it. Step 2, build skills, send emails. Number 3, the fastest way to grow isn't more clients, is doing more for the ones that already trust you. And let me explain. The way it works is you're not upselling them new things, you're selling them solving the next problem. So if you're driving traffic for someone, you can then now sell them website design. If you're doing website design for someone, you can now sell them conversion rate optimization. You sell them the next thing on their own funnel. So essentially they think, yeah, that makes sense. I would work with the same people who are not just doing a part of the job, they're doing all of the job. So it's like saying if someone is painting your house, they can then start renovating your house. Then they can start furnishing your house. And that is how you end up making more money from the same clients. It's the biggest thing in my full service stack agency model, because if I keep building my skills, I will keep being able to solve more problems for the same clients. So many people think an agency is not scalable. Agency is so scalable because you just need to have scalable clients. As long as your clients are scalable, meaning that the clients are winning, you will win. So you know the amount of like businesses scale because their clients scale, including mine? It's like the biggest way. Because if you've picked the right clients, and then if you keep building skills, what is going to happen, right? You're going to use those skills. They're going to grow. They're going to have so many new problems that are coming up, and you're going to be able to help them. People don't think like that. People just keep thinking they have to have this offer. They got to convert a client, job done, cash collected, and you move on to the next thing. It's like, if you were smart with it, charge less, get the right client, because you see this client's going to grow, and then 6 months later, you'll be able to charge them something else, something else, something else, something else, something else. You know, for me, if you bring a client in, 3 months later, we might be running ads for them. Then we might be doing something else for them. Then we might be launching another business with them. Like the amount of things I've done, we started off like 2K a month, and it's like 50K a month more. You know, we had a client last year we did 600K from, and when we first signed them, we thought it's a 50K contract. We did 600,000 by the end of the year, because we ended up doing so many different things for them. Because when they realized, wow, these guys are good, we can trust them, they were like, hey, we also have this problem. Hey, we also have this problem. Hey, we also doing this. Like, no, say no more. We got this covered. We can do it for you. Let me introduce you to blah, 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 blah. Let's put this together. Let's make it happen. And just like that, money makes money. And it's the biggest thing, right? So upsells are not about selling more. What most people think is that just deliver one thing really well. Do one thing great and then solve the next problem too. If I try to upsell, I'll sound pushy. If you delivered results, you've earned the right to upsell. And ultimately, and the point being is that people will be like, wow, this is going well. Can you help solve the next problem? Clients only want what they signed up for. It's just not true. It's your inability to sell. Clients want momentum. If they trust you, they would want more from you. Point blank. I've been in this game for, I think this will be the 9th year. Let's keep it simple, stick to what we know. Because why, right? Because this is the problem you're going to have. This is what you're trying to do. You're trying to like sell something, pawn it off to some other junior members, and then you're off to the next guy. And literally the agencies I was just talking about that I had a bad experience with, it was why? The guy sold it to me. He didn't join any calls, the CEO. They sucked at delivering the service because he's just off selling it to the next guy. If he worked on making sure the delivery was good to me, he had no idea that I had probably 10 more clients to bring him. But he's so bothered about, just getting the next cash collected in, right? Make the next sale, that he missed the whole opportunity. But would have been, we started on 5K per month is what I paid him. He could have been up to 50K per month just from me, but he missed it because he's not focused on the right thing. And that is almost 99% of agency owners. And I loved it, right? Because so many of my competitors have gone bust because they didn't think like that. They didn't think long term. It's crazy, some of my clients have been with me for 7+ years, which is insane to think. I've literally grown up with my clients. In that time, I've got married, had kids, and I've still got the same clients, which is mad. And look, that is the complete full service stack model that I used, right? So build skills, email people, communicate with people, and tell them what you can actually do for them. Then focus on delivering that, then immediately solving the next problem for them to make more money out of them and working on increasing their lifetime value. Look, if you're somebody that wants to help scale your agency, we do help agency owners as well, essentially entrepreneurs. You can book a call with my team down below and see if we can help you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.